Break, JD, I got you.
Pat, say your location.
I do, I'm breaking.
I behind you all. I got clear to where the truck
Oh, got him. Fresh hit, got him. They're hauling ass.
Hey, so have you ever wanted to digitally decorate your house, the outside of your house? Like if you've ever been to Disneyland and you see the Cinderella's castle at night. You know, when the castle comes alive and all these things start appearing on the facade of the castle. What they're using is some powerful projectors to produce an image on the facade of the castle. It's called projection mapping, and it's a relatively easy process to do. Now, you may decide to take some classes online and do it on your own, or you can get kind of a jump start by using a company like I use called Luxedo. You buy their equipment and you use their software, and it greatly helps you do projection mapping on your own. Very simple and very straightforward. Prior to using the Luxedo system, I was purchasing programs for the projection mapping on my house. I own the projectors, but I didn't have a clue as to what I was doing. So I was purchasing the videos, compressing them onto my video editor, and then playing them back. And it wasn't really an exact science, and it really didn't produce really good results. And then one day I thought, why can't I just do this on my own? Well, that would have required me to invest a lot of time in that learning curve of trying to learn how to do it by signing up for some online classes or going to a college or something, doing some online classes. And frankly, I didn't have that kind of time. So I started looking at the internet. Again, I found this Luxedo system. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking that I'm getting some kind of kickbacks or equipment or freebies from Luxedo. Well, stick around, because I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's right. So I'll prove to you that no, they're not giving me anything. I have given them my hard-earned cash. And for the most part, it's worked out really good. But there's been some hiccups along the way, and I'm going to tell you about those. The reason I'm making this video is to help you make an informed decision. The first thing you need to understand is the price. This is not an inexpensive venture. This is a very expensive venture, no matter if you go with a company like Luxedo that makes equipment and software to help you along the way, or you do it on your own. It doesn't matter. It's a very expensive proposition, and you need to think that over before you take on this task, because if you think it's going to be cheap, well, you're wrong. So the first thing you're going to need to do is get a projector. The projector should be at least, in my opinion, this is my opinion, 3,800 lumens or more. Anything under that is just not going to show up on your house. And keep in mind, too, it depends on the color and the contour of your house. That's another aspect you have to keep in mind. So, how's my experience been with the company Luxedo? It's been very good. I will say the good things first. Number one, they have an excellent customer service department, and they get back to you right away. I have never had to call them. I've had all of my questions answered via email, and I've had a lot of questions. But the customer service is off the chain. They're fantastic people, and they really care about what they do. You can tell that. Okay, so let's talk about the price of their equipment. You can go on their Luxedo website. I'll leave a link down below, and that will tell you all you need to know. I don't want to give you the prices because they could have changed, so I'm just going to put the link down below on their systems. Like I said, I own two of their first systems they came out with, the version 1 Luxedo projection system, and these are really nice systems. They're in a box. The box is waterproof, and the camera and the projector, because you need a camera that's going to take pictures and measure your house for the projection video that you're going to produce on their site. So the camera and the projector are inside of the weatherproof boxes. I have two of those. I just recently bought a newer one that now I have three because I bought their version 2. And I got to tell you, I'm going to show you what the version 2 looks like. It is even better than the version 1. It's in a sturdy box, very, very nice projector, which they supply, and the projector is brand new. And unlike the enclosed system, their first system, this one you can actually physically touch the projector. When they came out with their first version, which you'll see in a minute, it's an enclosed system, and if you opened it up, you would void your warranty. So, and they're bright, they're good, customer service is fantastic. I can't say enough about that. Now, before I go into the stuff that I found a little irritating and kind of very hard, let me just, I'm not trying to defend them, but let me just tell you, this is a new company, and companies like them have started and failed. There's one, I'm not going to mention any names, that failed drastically by causing house fires. At least these guys put it together and made sure that it was safe for the consumer. These guys are fantastic. And yes, they have some hiccups. Number one, there's a bunch of different things, and I'm not going to go into everything individually. Maybe I will later. I'm trying to see what the interest is going to be on this channel before I go ahead and start putting out more videos. So I'm not really investing a lot of time here today. But let me just tell you that their software can be a little finicky. You just got to be extremely patient, extremely, because you will get frustrated. I was very frustrated. Number one, with the rendering times that it takes to make the videos that you produce, which they control because it goes to like a cloud system on their end. So you're uploading it on your end, you're designing everything, and then the rendering is pretty much on their end because you're storing it on their drives, on their systems. So that's kind of a, I don't know if it's a downfall, but it can be very slow. And I don't know if this is caused by the amount of users they have using their software and then rendering it at the same time. I don't know. I've never asked that question before, but the rendering can be a little slow, but they've taken leaps and bounds to improve that, and they've done a really good job. But that's not my most major complaint. Matter of fact, that's really a minor one. Now comes my biggest complaint about the system in general and how things work. My biggest complaint is when you calibrate. Now, when you calibrate, what I'm talking about is the system takes a series of snapshots of your house and it measures them using like geometrical bars and vertical and horizontal bars. And you'll see these things being projected on your house. And what it's doing is it's measuring your house so that whenever you go to put the images or videos you want to on the software, it calculates it and puts it right in place. I mean, it comes out perfectly as long as you keep the projector in the same spot that you did the calibration at. The problem I have is the calibration seems like it's very, very, I don't know how to say this, but it doesn't always work. There's always some kind of an issue, and sometimes it'll take 20 snapshots or 21 snapshots by doing the calibration, and sometimes it'll take, I think, 61, and it takes a while for it to do this. And then all of a sudden you'll get a fail message, and you have no idea why. That is my biggest complaint. And folks at Luxedo, if you're listening to this, it needs to change because it's ridiculous. I mean, you'll be out at your house for hours trying to iron this out, and to no avail. And it's just something they really need to work on. And it's been like that from day one. And honestly, it hasn't changed. That's a minor complaint, actually, though, because everything else works good. The other thing I have a problem with is, and this is just my personal thing, I have had 2 of my projectors fail. The reason why, I don't know, because this was their enclosed system, the version 1 system. Now, that being said, they've come out with the version 2 and they no longer sell the version 1, okay? And that's a good thing because I think the version 2 is a lot better system. I don't think it's going to be having the failures that it's had in the past. I don't know what their track record is. There's no way of finding that out. But I know that 2 of mine failed, and unfortunately it happened during this year with Halloween. It was the first year I had everything up and running, and unfortunately they both failed that night. So in summary, the reason I'm doing this video is because a lot of you guys asked me to do a video on the system. So I'm doing it for you. And I know a lot of you have already purchased some Luxedo equipment. So I hope you continue to do that, because I think all in all things said, it's a great company, and I think that they've got big things in their future. So yes, if I had to do it all over, I would, because You know, it's been a fantastic experience, and I really like seeing the smiles on my neighbors' faces when they go by my house and they, look and they stop. And I mean, almost some car accidents have happened here. And I have a lot of people helping me put everything together and giving me input. So what senior chiefs say? Men, go out there and get the Luxedo, okay? Go out there and purchase that thing. Yeah, it's expensive, but it's worth it. So that's my read on it. And, my channel's not monetized. I'm not going to beg for subscribers. I don't ask you to leave comments. You can do that if you like. I don't care. But you asked me to make the video. Here it is. And if I see some interest in it, or you call me and tell me you want to see more, I'll show you a video of when I set it up and give you all the information on that. I just didn't want to make a lot of, take a lot of time and, go, all out and do something whenever not too many people are going to view it, because it's just not worth my effort. I got a lot of things going on, a lot of projects going on in my life. So, and just want to see what the interest is and how many of you guys really take a look at these videos. If you don't look at them, well, I probably won't make any more. So there you go. All right. And for anyone out there in the general public that's not one of my friends or one of my buddies that I deal with, it's a good system. And, just if by your views, I'll know. And if you want me to make some more videos, just give me a comment. All right, now. You guys be safe out there, and God bless.
Ding 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 ding.